Hey, my name is Jasmine Richards. I'm with Black Lives Matter Pasadena. I'm an organizer. I'm the founder of Black Lives Matter Pasadena. Black Lives Matter Pasadena is actually located 15 minutes away from Los Angeles. We're right up the hill northwest. I started Black Lives Matter Pasadena in January of 2015. The reason for this is because I felt like we didn't have any community programs or anything happening in my community. And there's been a lot of youth that have been killed by the Pasadena police. Kendrick McDade is currently the youth that I'm specifically doing all these actions around. Leroy Barnes, he was killed by the Pasadena police. Big homie named Big B.A., also killed by the Pasadena police. Our police have been notorious for bullying. Since I was a child, these police have scared me. They've harassed me, they scared me. I know their first and last names. I felt like we needed a group out here that stood up to that injustice instead of all of us being scared and just wasting our time and not organizing and sitting at the park without any programs to help us. I felt like I should do something.
That's kind of how they know Jasmine. They see your social media. They may even see you out at events. But I remember, I was trolling you. I ain't gonna keep it 100 with you. I was trolling, but not in a bad way. Like, I was just watching how you moved, and I saw you out there with these little kids, babies no older than 7 or 8 or whatever, and you were talking to them about Dr. Martin Luther King and peace and nonviolence. And that was a side I couldn't find that video because I really wanted to show it today. I think people don't see enough of that of you. You have a program that you're starting, you're working with. It's probably about your third or fourth summer doing it with the kids. Third. Freedom School.
Yes.
What's Freedom School?
Freedom School is a place where I started at La Pintoresca Park. I have all the kids, doesn't matter which age, up to 22 years old. They come to the park and talk about what it feels like being young and black, and what can we do better to show up for them. And it's just a safe space for them to talk about them, something that they never get. We take them on field trips. Since I have all this social capital and I have people trolling me like yourself, what I do is I get folks to donate towards those field trips because I know that it's a financial burden for families to take their kids on trips. So last summer we were able to take kids on like 7 trips: Magic Mountain, Knott's Berry Farm, Speed Zone, Sky Zone, all those different zones. And it was really awesome to be able to see the kids step out of their communities and be able to be kids again. So that's what Freedom School is. It's a place where kids can be kids, black kids. One of the things
I saw you take them 2 places, and I thought that was like dope in the sense of enrichment. You took them to the Octavia Butler exhibit down at the Huntington Library. What was it like for, those kids to be in that space? I mean, the Huntington is a pretty big, prestigious place that maybe not a lot of kids go to. How are the kids experiencing that?
Well, they were really excited. They didn't even know that the Huntington exhibit, they didn't even know that who he was and that place was down there. So for them to just get that was awesome. But for them to see Octavia Butler was a black woman, and they're a black woman, and see all
from Pasadena.
Yeah, from Pasadena, and see all the similarities. It was awesome to see their eyes open up and to see them dream big, and to see Amari say, I could do that too, because she's an artist as well. And so that was a really awesome thing about it, just to see all the kids, the girls, the young black girls be happy about Octavia Butler being from Pasadena and that they seen themselves in her. So having, what is it called? Having somebody who looks like you in a space like you is very important.
Absolutely. Liberation of African Americans, young people in her city. I'm joined by the founder of Black Lives Matter Pasadena, Jasmine Abdullah, and we've talked about our Freedom School. Talked a little bit more about our advocacy. I saw something else, and Jared, let's go ahead and cue up this third video, and then we'll talk a little bit more about your legacy.
Her spirit is moving me to fight you. Off with your head. Off with your head. Off, she living in me. She living with me. She living in my spirit. She living in me. Stupid. That's the song with you white people. Y'all don't believe it.
Is that right?
Y'all don't believe in shit. She's living in me when I move. Don't touch my fucking friend. Don't touch my friend. Don't touch my friend. I don't give a fuck. Don't touch my friend. I'm not scared. I'm not scared. I already been shot in my head. I touch lead. Right here. Have you? It hurts. So you might not want to be so fast to shoot me. It hurts. It hurts. Step back, boy. Follow your daddy, huh?
Sorry. Cotton ball salt.
But you see when them two black men walked by, he said, "Hey, sir. Bow down, motherfucker."
The KKK is a terrorist group, and it's the longest standing
And so
terrorist
is Black
group
Lives Matter.
in Los Angeles. Black Lives Matter is not a terrorist group.
So let me ask.
Black Lives Matter is simply an affirmation to black people that we matter, because we don't see it enough in our community. Nobody tells us, not even our parents sometimes, that we matter. So when we say
Black
group
Lives Matter.
in Los Angeles, Black Lives Matter is not a terrorist group.
So let me ask.
Black Lives Matter is simply an affirmation to black people that we matter, because we don't see it enough in our community. Nobody tells us, not even our parents sometimes, that we matter. When we say Black Lives Matter, it's not saying that you don't matter. It's not saying that we matter more than somebody else. It's saying that we matter, and I can tell myself that I matter, just like I can tell myself that I'm beautiful, right? To affirm it to myself.
So is that a no about the KKK performing? You wouldn't support that?
Okay, first of all, let me get this straight. So you said the Black Panthers had people scared in Chicago, right? They had
You guys are not
people
answering my
scared to
question.
sell drugs in the
I
neighborhood.
answered
They
your
had people
question, sir.
scared to
No, I would not
prostitute
be on
women
board with
in the
that.
hood. The Black Panthers they started the free meal program. They started WIC
WIC,
program,
yes.
which the government has
Black
started to take over
Party.
because they fed
Yes.
communities, right? And so when you have the KKK who started things like Halloween, where they dress up in masks and go firebomb houses, black houses where they hang people from
Black
trees,
Wall Street.
have parties with black people hanging from trees like strange fruit, if you've ever touched up on your black history. But you have these KKK terrorist organization groups that have tormented black people for years, African people for years, but they are not labeled as a terrorist group. So then you have a black group emerging from
So
the
is that a
community
no?
called Black Lives Matter,
Is that a
and
no?
now we have to be a terrorist group, and we're here to rebuild the community, to hit the capitalist white supremacist society right in its face and stop it and say, hey, this is not right.
Okay, so let me go back to the question. Is that a no for the KKK performing this year?
Only if you're on the cross.
I'm sorry?
Only if you're on the cross.
I'm on the cross?
Yeah.
And then you'll be okay with it?
Yeah.
Why are you so mean?
I'm not mean.
Why would you want to put me on the cross because we disagree?
Because
Where's the love in that?
Where's the
your
love in
Beyonce,
you?
for at
Where's
least
the love in that? Let me
bringing
ask you
light to
this.
conversation.
I want to
Where's
go.
your
Black Lives Matters make black people feel worthy and beautiful?
No, I didn't say we make people feel. I said it is a positive affirmation to ourselves.
They affirm you?
Yes.
And what do they affirm about you?
It
Matters make black people feel worthy and beautiful?
No, I didn't say we make people feel. I said it is a positive affirmation to ourselves.
They affirm you?
Yes.
And what do they affirm about you?
It affirms my being and the positivity in my being and the purpose in my being.
that
And you
she's a
didn't feel
strong
that
black
way
woman,
prior
that's what we
to Black
affirm.
Lives Matter? You did not feel that way?
No.
Why not?
Because the way that society is set up, it makes me feel that as a woman, there are things that I shouldn't have. There's a specific way that I should act. And that because I'm black, my chances of everything is significantly lowered.
So your parents did not make you feel worthy while raising you?
They told me I was beautiful.
And they
They
didn't
told me I
affirm
was
you?
smart.
And you
They
didn't
told me I
believe
was
them?
important. But
Did
yes,
you
I
believe them?
believe them.
So
But
why do you need Black Lives Matter
because
to
the way that you are
affirm that?
treated and what you are told are two different things. My mom told me I was beautiful now and I was smart. But when I go into society, they don't see that beauty. They don't see that
Who don't
intellect.
see it?
Society. Just because I'm
Who
black.
are you referring to in society?
I'm referring to the structure,
Are you
the way
talking
the
about
whole
white
system
people, or
is set
black
up.
people, and white people and others? Who
I
are
don't
you
think
talking
we're
about? Are you talking about white people?
I'm not talking
I'm
about
not
a person.
specifying any particular
I'm
not talking about a person.
But somebody, it's not. It doesn't
That's
look.
my natural hair texture.
It doesn't look
Get
professional.
off the stage. Let's
Yeah, I'm not feeling this.
It doesn't look professional.
No, they're gonna leave now. We're leaving. We're leaving.
Hold on.
Yeah,
No, we're
you
done.
ready?
You're done, Michelle. Now you can stay, baby, and
Yeah.
I already don't know
I'll
you.
stay.
Why is she?
All right.
Why is she brought you
You're
around?
traumatizing them.
Goodbye.
Stop letting your ass. Yeah, spectacle. Google me. My name's Jasmine Abdullah. I just sat here.
Are you her boss or something?
No, it's about black love.
Why are you
It's about
pushing her
love,
around?
and you see how they're doing this because you're hurting them.
Why are you
You're
pushing her
hurting
around?
them, and you know they don't know what to say. You're eating
you're
them up
box,
right now.
you're boxing
No,
everything, and this is not an open
Why-
discussion
And
at
that's just
all.
hurtful. I love you. I'm not angry with you. I love you and I feel sorry for you. I feel really bad for you. I love you. You got a lot of self-hate.
Stop pushing her around.
And it radiates
But you got a
and
lot
comes
of
out on
self-hate.
others.
Don't let that lady push you around.
I started praying to shrines because I thought that was the right thing to do, reclaiming my roots, dressing in African apparel as we're supposed to do, bowing to African gods, believing in African gods. And that all of it is temporary. All of it is a scam. I was living with devils.
First, I want to send a big shout out to my sister here and her partner, the DIY House and Farm. This is a deeply personal journey, and to have it out there, to share this online, is bound to help many brothers and sisters who are trying to relocate to Africa, who may have certain misconceptions about Africa. And knowledge is power. So having this in mind should help you really figure out the many aspects of Africa that you need to figure out before you come. Nonetheless, this is AOB, Africa, our business. Africa is our business, whether you're in diaspora, whether you are on the continent, or as they travel to the continent, trying to figure out how to connect with Mother Africa, the spiritual world, the deities of Africa, talking about fertility, talking about harvest, whatever it is that they talk about. It is important to know.
I wanted to come to Ghana to do business. I wanted to travel all of the African countries and quietness just like the rest of them. Yeah. Did it happen? Some of it. I started eating all kinds of foods and drinking all kinds of drink that maybe I should not have. I started paying for things that I maybe should not have. I started praying to shrines because I thought that was the right thing to do, reclaiming my roots, dressing in African apparel as we're supposed to do, bowing to African gods, believing in African gods. Completely abandoning who I knew myself to be, because in America, they tell us that we are no people, that we don't know ourselves. We're just these slaves that we don't know nothing, and we have to come back to Africa to find ourselves. Some of you don't know this, but I was actually robbed during broad daylight, thrown out in the street after someone came crashing into my room. See, that predicament actually began by a very naive American who sent me there. That whole occurrence that everyone saw publicly, this is the thing, I'm not placing the blame. It's just that I would never send myself to harm. It's just that sometimes we as Americans, we lead ourselves into places that we don't know because we've never been there. We never experienced it.